Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. It's Curious and Sandy here. Jeff couldn't make it, so sorry, but he'll be around next time, hopefully.
Hi,
All right.
everyone.
Okay. And so we'll just um, get right into this.
I would give it a minute. I just got the alert for the show just now.
All righty.
So give them a minute to get over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hopefully they'll get over here. So yeah,
How is everything tonight?
yeah. Okay. Did you hear about that there was a small asteroid that landed in Germany?
No.
Yeah. Yep. There was.
Is anyone hurt?
That, no, it was apparently a small one, but there have been quite a few. Just in the last year, there have been more and more asteroids that have fallen to Earth, hit Earth, you know.
Hmm.
So this one was hit January 21st um, this year, and it hit the Earth's atmosphere near Berlin, Germany. And it was a bright burst. There's plenty of videos of it. You'll see it's pretty neat to see a bright burst of light as asteroid exploded, showered small fragments onto the countryside. Now, if you're in that area, that would be cool to pick up an asteroid piece. I don't know if you're allowed to have it.
Yeah.
And now some hunters have recovered pieces of the meteorite. Oh, I get it. Okay, so they put it into the National History Museum in Berlin. So that's where the pieces and fragments of the asteroid 2024 BX1 are at. Almost the size of a walnut. Okay, so it's a really small one, but you know, frankly, I think we're getting more and more of these. We're
It's,
seeing more
it,
and more of them.
it's so funny that you're talking about this because we're going to be talking about this in the new presentation I have tonight.
Good.
But
Uh,
not this, just something related.
all right. Hello, Teresa. Hi, Teresa. I'm glad you're here. All right. Yeah, I need to Teresa, you need to post that in the group. You try to look up all the asteroids they hit just
Yes. Also,
last
Teresa,
year. Put them all together. Huh?
Also, if Teresa could post the show in the groups, please, that would be great.
Yeah, if you could post the show in the group, Teresa. All right. Let's see. Let's get started. I'll go ahead and present. Okay. So let's see.
I'm glad
Uh,
John Nod is here because John Nod has missed a lot of the shows. I feel bad for Noise Guru because Noise Guru makes all the shows. But guys, it's going to be mainly a rewind show, so Curiouser can catch up. But I do have a new one tonight. We will be doing a new one.
also, I wanted to show this. I saw this at the store. Look what they're doing now. You see the A?
Oh, that is weird.
Okay.
Why? Why would they do that?
Oh my god, isn't that weird? Yeah.
Wait, just to be clear, you took this picture, correct?
I did take this picture at the store, yeah.
Okay, because the A is a different color, which someone could say, oh, it's Photoshop. No, Curiouser took this photograph herself.
Yeah.
I just want to say.
It's upside down. It's just this is what they're gonna start doing, putting letters upside down now. Oh my god. All
Well, they
right.
say we can read letters upside down naturally
Yeah,
anyway.
I think so, but still.
It's weird.
What does that mean? All
Thank you,
right.
Teresa. Teresa is going to post now. Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you. All right. Do you want to read or should I?
You can go if you want.
All right, this is a quick question about the Nintendo Entertainment System. The original ones, not the tiny reproductions they sell now.
Hey, Curiouser, before you do
Just,
anything,
uh-huh.
can you make that full screen where we don't see your tabs and stuff? Because they can see StreamYard too.
That is,
The little arrows in the top
what?
right corner. There you go.
No,
That
that
would be.
doesn't, that only makes the picture bigger.
Hmm.
That is what I would like to figure out too. It seems like it wasn't like this before.
It wasn't like this before. What if you do full screen on the bottom of the, like the little options on the bottom? You have us on the side. What if you do full screen? Where
Oh,
we
well,
disappear? Like
um,
underneath the window.
hold
No, 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 not on the screen. On your screen in StreamYard. There's like blue boxes, like different layouts for the screen.
on. I don't know if mine works like that. Oh, wow.
Oh well, leave it. I'm just worried. Just don't let
No,
anybody in. That's all.
no, I know what you mean. Hold on. Let me just see if I can figure that one.
The full screen one is just a square box towards the right, and you won't see anything change until there's something on the screen. It's before that new drop down one or the one where you can edit, which I don't get. Let's see. Hey, Chris Kudo, welcome. Chris Kudo says if you hit F11, it'll go full screen on your computer. I don't know if she heard me.
Oh, F11.
Yeah, if you hit F11, it'll go full
Oh,
screen.
awesome. Thank you,
Thank you, B. Chris
whoever you
Kudo.
are.
It was B. Chris Kudo.
It worked. It
Yay!
worked.
You just have to,
All right, now I have
present again.
to go present first. Yeah, I know. I had it. I don't know what happened with that. I thought I had it right. Yeah.
Write that down, says Noise Guru.
Yeah. No, I should be able to remember that. I'm not that old yet.
It's okay.
Okay.
But there is an option underneath the window in StreamYard in the white part where it's like a big square. Like there's layouts
All right,
listed
you
at the
have to
bottom.
show me sometime. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, the versions of Nintendo made in the 1980s or 1990s. So I am relying on all of you to determine if this could be an ME or not. Yes or no? Do you remember versions being written on the cartridge flap?
Does anyone remember versions being written on the cartridge flap like you see here in Nintendo Entertainment System? Noise Guru says stick a post-it to your monitor, F11 full screen.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm hoping I'm not that old yet. You know, I should. Thank you. All right.
I
All
have no
right.
answers in the chat unless my chat. No
I
answers in
know
the
my
chat.
brother would play Nintendo a long time ago. I could say honestly, I don't remember that, and I don't remember it in pink. Why is it in pink? Is that supposed to be in pink?
It's not pink. It's faded
Oh,
out. That's all.
okay.
But Jan.26th says can't remember if there was writing there.
Oh, there it is. Okay, red.
Thank you, Teresa. Teresa did post it.
Thank you.
Hey, Artsy909. Artsy909 says I don't think so.
In my past, it only ever said Nintendo Entertainment System, and the original ones still say only this. I wish I still had mine to check to see what it said, but I know I have never seen North America version written on it before, have you?
So I'm going to show you pictures of it in a second.
Versions I found so far: NES, Mantle, Asian, European, and the standard with just Nintendo Entertainment System written on the front. Does anyone recognize the versions?
Yeah, Mattel. I don't even associate Nintendo with Mattel. I associate Barbie with Mattel. I know it's
Yeah,
like dolls and like I know they do a lot of stuff. It's a toy company, but I don't associate Mattel with
no,
Nintendo.
no.
That is very strange for me.
Huh.
Oh no. I'm getting a text from my neighbor who doesn't know I do this. Give me 1 second.
I may have just missed this too, but I have no memory of the NES Sports set that only included sports games and 4 controllers. It also came with an adapter to hook all of the 4 controllers up at once. Does anyone remember this? Hmm. No. I mean, it makes sense that they would have something like that, but I don't remember it. All right. What do you think? Are any of these Mandela effects for you? Let me know in the comments below.
I don't know. Those versions are completely new for me.
Yeah.
100%. Hey Ryu. Ryu says I don't remember versions on it, but well, it's been years. I don't know. It was just the first one, the Nintendo Entertainment System for me. And it's not like I just played my Nintendo, like all my friends had
Yeah.
Nintendos.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was just, out of like other countries, I could see not knowing about it, but there were North American NES and Joey's here. 1 second. Go on, Curiouser.
Mm-hmm.
Curiouser, you can go to the next one. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. It looks like Teresa, if you're still here, I credit Teresa Lynch and Sandy Diva. The 1981-82 season of Saturday Night Live saw the introduction of one of the most beloved characters, Mr. Bill. Unfortunately, it's Mr. Bill turned to have been Mandela. Something about him is very different from what we remember. Yeah, I remember this back in the 80s,
I'm back. Sorry about that.
watching Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um,
Do you want me to pick up where you left off, or do you want to keep going?
uh, I'll read two, then you read two. Okay.
No,
Which
just
Mr. Bill matches your memory? Do you remember all blue eyes? A. B. Blue eyes with glitter. C. Blue and white eyes.
If you guys
Okay.
already saw this, just answer what you originally answered, just in case there's people here who have not seen it, so we don't give it away for them.
Yeah, I definitely remember All Blue for me.
So you're an A.
Yeah.
For me, I have a dual memory. I mainly remember A, but I also remember C a little bit. I'm going to explain a possibility for that memory, but let's see what the chat says. If the chat says anything, Teresa's keeping quiet because she's the one who discovered this. RT909 says, I think I switched to another universe. I used to live in a world where I loved cilantro, and now I hate the taste of it.
Oh, wow.
And they say cilantro is based on your DNA. Like if you have a specific DNA, I forget what it's called. I'm having a brain fart. But if you have this one thing in your DNA, it will taste like soap. And I'm with Artsy. I hate the taste of it. It tastes like soap. It's like a weird, I wouldn't say soap. They say soap. I say it just tastes
You know what I
bad.
hate now? You know what I hate now that I used to like?
What's that?
Donuts.
Yeah, I'm
Isn't
not a
that
big
weird?
fan either. I'm
I
really
don't like
not a big
donuts
fan.
anymore. I can't eat them. Weird. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I discovered that it tastes like soap or weird. It's just a weird. I wouldn't say soap because when I think of soap, I've gotten soap in my mouth before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Like in the shower. Ugh.
How you imagine soap tastes, but it doesn't really taste so.
Yeah, it doesn't taste exactly like soap, but it's got like that soap thing going on. I know what you're saying, Artsy. And the first time I tasted it was at Joey's brother's wedding, and it's just no, it's no, horrible, horrible.
All right, guys. Do we get any answers here?
No, everybody's talking about cilantro. Noise Guru says cilantro kills all recipes. Hey, Preliminal. You can go on, Curiouser. We have an A from Preliminal.
All right. Teresa and I both agree. We never had glitter. He never had glitter in his eyes, but the glitter has always been there. Do you remember answer B, glitter pressed into his eyes? No.
Oh my gosh, Noise Guru. Yes. You're like the only other person. Celery is worse than cilantro.
Oh my
Yes.
god, I don't understand you guys at all.
I can't, even the smell. I would take my friend to the
It
supermarket.
doesn't have a smell hardly.
Yeah, oh my God.
It
That's
tastes
the
like
difference.
water to me. It's just watery. It
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like, I think celery is like cilantro.
Now, yeah.
Where it's like
Now
the
when I eat my vegetables, I think of Sandy when I'm eating my celery.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm serious. It is such a strong, nasty flavor. I can't stand it. And the smell makes me gag. It's so bad. I think some of us have a gene. That's the word I was thinking of. Have a gene where we can detect celery, a scent to and flavor to celery that other people can't. Because everyone else says it has no flavor, then why do you add it to everything? Why do you ruin all
It's
these
got a
soups with it?
pleasureful, watery vegetable flavor. I don't know.
Oh no, it's horrible. It's the worst thing in the world.
All
I'd
right.
rather eat dirt. I'd rather eat dirt.
All right, both Teresa and I remember A, but I have a vague memory of C as well, possibly from a pardoning of Mr. Bill through the years. Not sure, but C also looks familiar, unlike the current reality. B, though A is the strongest memory. Yeah. No, I don't remember glitter. Yeah.
Hi, Michael Fontaine. Welcome.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Artsy, he's from old school Saturday Night Live. So if you didn't watch Saturday Night Live back in the day or watch reruns in syndication, then you wouldn't know who Mr. Bill is. Well, actually, there's a part 2 to this where more people should know Mr. Bill, but it's a Mandela, so.
Yeah, she has the residue in green, so that's just blue, and that's it. Alright. While researching this, I discovered something else about Mr. Bill that is new to me.
I'm just showing this little video clip to show people the glitter was always there, even, like, you could tell.
Yeah. No, I don't remember that at all. No. Yeah, I remember his eyes being dark, like blue. Like on the TV, they were almost black. All right. Yes or no? Do you recall a Mr. Bill TV series in the late '80s? No.
And that should actually be 1990s. That was a typo.
Oh, 1990s. No. Yeah, that's weird. No. I cannot say this is a 100% Mandela effect, but I can say that 22-year-old me would have loved a series starring Mr. Bill, but I have never seen or heard of Oh No, Mr. Bill Presents. Have you? No.
So to be specific, this show came out in 1998. So I was 22 in 1998.
Oh no, he's back. Okay, one season it had 42 one-hour episodes showing compilation of Mr. Bill sketches from SNL and comedy sketches from Britain, including Mr. Bean. In between sketches, Mr. Bill was in LA trying to become an actor while trying to avoid Sluggo. Also, this was the logo for the Fox Family Channel shown at the end of each episode. I have never seen this Fox logo before, have you?
And this Fox logo was made specifically, I think, for the show, though, because you can see his legs. Mr. Bill's legs are sticking out under the I and
Yeah,
the L.
it's specially made for her. Okay. Is any of this familiar to anyone? Do you remember his blue eyes sparkling with glitter? No? Let us know what you remember in the comments below, and thank you to Teresa for sharing her find.
Nice girl who says, I met Mr. Bill at Cabo Wabo in Cabo San Lucas. I got his photo and everything.
Oh, he better have got his photo before he got smashed up.
Yeah, and all you youngins should have heard of Mr. Bill from that 1998 TV series.
Mm. Yep.
Michael Fontaine says, I remember him from America's Funniest Home Videos. I've never seen him on that. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I used to hate these. The Jack
I
in the
know.
Box. Okay. All right.
All right. There are a couple questions I need to ask you about a popular childhood toy that has been delighting and terrifying kids since the early 1800s. Question one. What is the name of
I
this
just
toy?
said
What
what
do you
I thought.
remember?
Jack in the Box.
Okay. So, everyone in the chat, please write down what the name of this toy is for you. Pillar Mill says Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box, duh, says Teresa. Well, if it was that, I wouldn't be talking about it. Duh. Ryu says Jack in a Box or Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box says Artsy909. I wish it was that simple. All right, we can go on. The second question is I'm calling this a personal Mandela effect for me because I don't, but Jeff remembered it like I do. Has to do with the exact one I had as a child. I'm hoping some of you might recognize it because this is 100% a Mandela effect for me. If you haven't seen it before, it's okay, but I needed to ask. That's the crazy one I had as a kid. I know, Ryu. You weren't here when I said this space was going to be a rewind show, but I do have a new one to show tonight. You know what I'm curious. So, which clown face do you remember if you've seen it before? I don't think most people have. But one is bright pink and two is orangey red. So basically, the left side, the makeup is different from the hair and the hat. The right side, the hair, hat match the makeup. So one or two. And if you don't know, it's okay. Actually, we're probably going to move along because most people have not seen this one. But this is the one I grew up with. Artsy says, what? No? Right is right for me, says Ryu. Two for Miss B. Chris Kudo. I couldn't see because that little heart thing. In my past, the face matched the hair hat. It was orangey red, number two. But it's always been bright pink and clashes with the hair. It never looked like that. That is wrong, 100%. I hated that thing. I know what the face looked like, and it didn't look like that. So it is number two. I mean, number one now. I remember number two. And while Jack in the Box can still be found, the one I had, as well as many others, no longer say Jack in the Box. They are Jack in the Music Box now. Music was never in the name for me. Never seen that. Never seen Jack in the Music Box. And that's my Jack in the Box. That's wrong. It never had music. There are even some called musical Jack in the Box, and many have hyphens in the name. I can agree to the hyphens, but music was never in the name. It was assumed they all play music. There was no need to write music. They all play music. The Cat in the Hat in the Music Box. Musical Jack in the Box. That's at least a little bit better, but not needed. Musical Jack in the Box. It's all wrong. Guys, can you help me? Chris especially, because you're the one who wrote it. What is AFK? I knew it, but now I can't remember what it means. Like IRL is in real life. I cannot for the life of me figure out what AFK is. Okay, one more question. Do you remember the clown's eyes moving? Again, if you've never seen this clown, you're not going to know. But again, this was mine. The eyes never moved. They were printed on just like the makeup, just like the little daisy petals around the eyes. It was all printed on. But now the eyes move back and forth when it pops out. It did not do that when I was a kid. That is new. Away from keyboard. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. And thank you, Ryu. Aliens forming nougat. Oh, I read it. You can go on.
Sorry. All
All
right.
right. I was just showing that the eyes move now. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's residue.
Yeah, there's residue down there, but that's on the newer box. And now here we have all these different types of in the music box. Also, we have a blue cat in the hat with yellow eyes. Mother Goose in the music box. I try to get different ones from different years, hoping to find hopefully one of these you'll have seen before. So here is the older version of mine, Jack in the music box, and the newer version of mine, Jack in the music box. Timmy Tiger in the music box. We have Dr. Doolittle with the weird spelling in the music. Oh, Giraffe in the music box, excuse me. Another Jack in the music box, different brand. And then there's a close up of the one that came after mine, like the 90s Jack in the music box. That is quiet tonight. We have Tom and Jerry. Tom is also blue with yellow eyes, like the cat in the hat. Bugs Bunny with white ears, though. There's some white ear residue. But Bugs Bunny in the music box. Scarecrow in the music box. And Noise Guru, I'm Dr. Do Nothing. Done. If you guys recognize any of these, let me know. Now here's another Bugs Bunny in the music box, but now the ears are pink. Here's a Snoopy in the music box, a Cecil in the music box. It was always just in the box. There was no music. There's a Curious. This is now worth the residue. So Curious George, Jack in the Box, Sock Monkey, Jack in the Box. Like I said, Jack in the Boxes still exist. It's just that there's another variation which I've never seen before, and it was on my Jack in the Box. And that's why, like, when I hear people say it's only a Mandela effect if everything's changed. No, that's not true, because my Jack in the Box is wrong. Yet Jack in the Box still exists. And all these other ones also say music box. Music box was not an option. And that's why I say that there is a variation effect where we have other realities merged with ours, but ours is not erased. Maybe back in the day it was erased, but not anymore. Now they can both coexist, or multiple realities can coexist. So here's more Jack in the Boxes like we remember. Now here it says Popeye Jack in the Box, but it actually says Popeye in the music box. And there's my Jack in the Box in the center that they are calling a Jack in the Box, not Jack in the music box. Is Jack in the music box new for you as well? Let me know what you remember in the comments below. There's a vinyl album one. Make sure you do that one too. Because that one's, I want everyone to see that. And if anyone missed it, I want them to see it. Artsy says yes.
Which one?
It's towards the top. It's one of the newer ones, the vinyl record one.
Oh, you want me to do that one?
I definitely want you to do that one.
No, now?
Oh no, not now. I'm just saying before the end of the night. Before the end of the show, make sure you get that one done too. That's all.
All right. Do you want to read this one too, or?
Sure.
Sandy?
Yeah, I said sure. You couldn't.
Okay, because I read two and then.
Okay, that's fine.
Then, all right. I'll sit.
All right. So previously in the community, a new Earth phenomenon was covered: light pillars. I would love to see these in real life, but I don't think it gets cold enough here. It has to be cold. Hang on.
Yeah, I am.
I have a theory about these. But before I discuss it, let's look at the actual definition above. A light pillar, let me make this full screen so I can see it. A light pillar is an atmospheric optical phenomenon in which a vertical beam of light appears to extend above. Now, this is where it gets different. It was just above, and now it says and or below a light source. The effect is created by the reflection of light from tiny ice crystals that are suspended in the atmosphere or high altitude clouds, like Cirrus and cirrostratus. Now, since these are caused by the interaction of light with ice crystals, light pillars belong to the family of halos. So when you like sundogs, we've covered sundogs before, where it looks like the sun is an eyeball with bright lights on either side. So they're the same effect, a halo effect. That's all we needed to read, though. You can go on. And there's the sundog that I was talking about. It's on the screen. Because they are caused by ice crystals, they are categorized as a halo phenomenon. At ground level, it's referred to as diamond dust, another new atmospheric condition I previously discovered. The next video slide is from my original presentation on diamond dust, so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a video, but there's no sound. And you can just see the spark, like the air sparkle. So it's pretty much it. That's what diamond dust is. The sparkling air, because the crystals are reflected in the light. Diamond dust is created by below freezing temperatures, usually on a still, clear day. Any moisture in the air freezes into tiny particles, which magically float and sparkle in the air. For some reason, the crystals can be so reflective that they create a pillar of light, according to the Weather Network meteorologist Aaron Wenkstern. Light pillars are an atmospheric phenomenon created when tiny ice crystals reflect either natural sun or moon or artificial light like streetlights. So that's also diamond dust that can form a light pillar. It's not on my screen yet. There it goes. What makes this phenomenon so Mandela is the light pillars. So these are photographs of them from the diamond dust. All right, now we're back to the new presentation. We don't have the blue border anymore. Okay, now that we are all cut up on ice pillars and diamond dust and light pillars, I have a new theory that some of these light pillars are a form of aurora borealis. I believe this because I have found a couple new types of light pillars that were not there when I researched this before. Do we see how the aurora comes down in like strings, like pillars? You see what I'm saying? Like the shape. You see the lines coming down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes or no? Okay. You can see in the next one too. Yes or no in the chat. Have you ever seen or heard of light pillars coming from or appearing to come from clouds? This is just a picture of an aurora. Have you ever seen or heard of light pillars coming from or appearing to come from clouds? Like an 8-bit image of a cloud that's raining. Has anyone ever seen that? Like there'll be drawings of it, or there'll be little plastic sculptures. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me. Illumino says, yes. Artsy says no. Oh, this is just a duplicate slide. This shouldn't be here. There we go. We don't have weather, says Noise Guru. Artsy wants to see them. We're going to get to them. These look like digital art, but they're not. Like the clouds are raining beams of light. The middle one, or icicles. Looks like the clouds have icicles hanging from them. Either way, I've never seen this before. I researched light pillars. These never came up. And now there's pictures of these all over the place. Looks like the clouds are raining light. I mean, it's just nuts to me. The one in the top right, Curiouser,
Uh-huh.
that's someone taking a picture standing under it.
Uh-huh.
Now, how's it an optical phenomenon if they're still seeing it directly under the cloud? Because pillars are an optical phenomenon called halos. So that would mean like a rainbow, you wouldn't see a rainbow directly underneath of it. You would have to be at a certain angle to see said rainbow. So how are they seeing the halo optical effect of light pillars standing directly underneath the cloud looking up? That doesn't make sense. Which is why I believe it's the form of aurora that did not exist before. And I'm going to be showing you pictures of aurora with this effect, which led me to believing this is a new type of aurora. There's music. There's something playing in the background here. Is it?
All right, I shut up.
So here we go, guys. This photograph here. Do we see the light pillars following the cloud in that same kind of wavy pattern that aurora borealis happened? I don't know. I think it's aurora. I don't think they're light pillars, but we're calling them light pillars. And some seem to follow the outline of clouds like auroras, with a few getting spectacular photos of pillars with auroras at the exact same time. I mean, look at that. It looks like rainbow light, rain made of light coming out of an aurora cloud. That is not like an AI image. That's a photograph. The person who took the photograph is in the bottom right-hand corner. I can't read it. Can you read the name? Martha? Is that Martha? I can't read the name in the bottom corner. Something right. Manaka? What does it say? Mariska. Mariska Wright took this photograph. It is heavenly. I agree. Some of these photos make me think of the movies where, like Christmas movies where they go to the North Pole and Santa's workshop appears. Also, tangent arc light pillars are new for me as well. But this is dated 2011 or 2012, so it's not new at all. But it's new for me. Again, covered light pillars, tangent arc light pillars did not come up in any search results when I researched this back in 2019 or 2020, whenever we looked it up before. And basically, it's that cone shape at the top that makes it a tangent arc light pillar. And here's more pictures of those tangent arc light pillars. Do we see the difference between like how a light pillar looks? What is that? Oh my god.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry. Do we see the difference between like how a normal light pillar looks, a tangent arc like light pillar looks, and then these things? They look completely different to me. I don't know, but are any of these new for you? I covered the light pillars, ice pillars, and diamond dust years ago, but maybe you missed it. Regardless, the raining ice pillar and, or it should say light pillar, and aurora pillars are completely new to me. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments below. Let's see. I wonder if Teresa's still here. She hasn't said anything for a while.
All right, I can read. When I say Atari, what do you think of? For most, I would say you probably think of the Atari 2600 or maybe a game like Pac-Man. That's what I think of. But there is something I have never heard of or seen before. That could be from our new reality. Do you recall an Atari, or yes or no, do you recall an Atari handheld game similar to the Mantel handheld games above? And if yes, what kind of game was it?
So guys, if if you don't remember the 80s or the late 70s, you probably wouldn't know these because they came out with Game Boys and stuff like that, Nintendo DS. But before all that, we had handhelds of like specific games. So if you wanted to play football and baseball, you needed to buy two different handhelds. So yes or no, does anyone remember an Atari one? News Guru says the 80s are hard to remember. Not me. 80s, I love the 80s. I feel privileged to have grown up in the 80s before computers, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Before computers like they aren't, before the internet. When we still went outside to play. Didn't have cell phones or even beepers. We didn't have beepers yet, like
I don't want to go outside and play.
I don't now, but then I did. Chris says, I remember the first Madden handheld, but not Atari. I think people aren't answering because they've already seen it. so we can go on.
Simon was one of the most popular electronic games of the late 1970s and 1980s. But does anyone remember Atari making this game 4 years earlier in 1974? Uh,
Now, I was not
Not
around in
really.
1974, but I don't ever remember Atari making this type of game.
In 1974, Atari released an arcade game called Touch Me, and they turned into a handheld, and they turned it into sorry, that they turned into a handheld the same year as Simon. The main excuse is that people thought it was a knockoff of Simon, despite it already being an arcade
Arcade.
arcade game for 4 years. Make that make sense, please.
Yeah, how was How was the Atari Touch Me a knockoff of Simon when it was around 4 years before Simon? How would no one have known that? You know what I'm saying? How would no one have known that Simon was the knockoff?
The logo has me raising my eyebrows as well. I have been to countless arcades in my lifetime, and I have never seen this before, have you? Oh, wow. No.
Yeah, has anyone ever heard of the Atari Touch Me? Like, I can't even tell you how many arcades I've been in. They used to be in every mall. We would go to the arcades on the boardwalk down the shore, multiple boardwalks. So we've been to Seaside Heights, Ocean City, Atlantic City, Wildwood. All had boardwalks, all had arcades. Been to all of them. No such thing as the Atari Touch Me. I've never seen this thing. And the name sounds wrong. Yes, Michael Fontaine. The name sounds wrong. And the font is Mandela.
But I really haven't seen the handheld. The Simon competitor, which was actually the original. Simon was the knockoff. Does anyone remember Touch Me? The name alone is raising Mandela flags, in my opinion.
Yes, because with all the stuff in the news today with the kids, um, the name is raising Mandela flags for me. Can you go back one slide? I want to read the 1, 2, and 3 because this was actually superior to the Simon. Um, One says, repeat my lights and sound. Watch out. 3 misses and you're out. So that's how Simon was played, was number 1. But this one also had 2 and 3, which is repeat as long as you can. The sounds you make me play. So just by sound. You could play the game just by sound, not by lights, sound only. And number 3, each player has a color. Miss your color and you're out. So 2 or more players, you would each have your own color. So there were 3 different games to play on this, whereas Simon was just match the light sound, like, each light had its own sound. So match the pattern, number 1. So this had 2 other game modes that Simon didn't even have.
Introducing the Golden Touch game to electronic. Wow.
Oh, wait, really
That,
quickly. I also want to point out on this, there's 2 different models, which means it was definitely out for a little while because the one in the ad and the one in the bottom left the one in the bottom left has colored lights above the buttons. That difficulty level where if you miss your color, like, There's a red light with a yellow button, a yellow light with a blue button. You see what I'm saying? But the ad and the one in the top corner do not have those. They only have the lights on the outer corners. So there was two models. So it was out for at least a little while.
Bonus logo from another reality. I came across Touch Me looking for an Atari logo that does not exist in this reality. But before we get into that, this is a logo I remember. It's from 1982 Ziggy Christmas Special. Ziggy's gift sponsored by Atari. Yeah.
The R is closed there. It's not open. I remember the R being closed. It's open now. That is how it looks now.
The current logo is basically the same, but the R is broken. Some models of the Touch Me have a more closed R as well, but not perfect like in the Ziggy cartoon. The problem began when I saw this photo. It's very low quality, but the logo I could see what was happening. This logo was never a logo by Atari, so how does this photo exist?
The whole
What
thing
is
looks
that
wrong and
logo?
merged, which made me think it's AI, but every AI art I've done, like I use an AI art programs to make make art for these graphics sometimes. And they don't do letters. They do like it looks like Russian. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I don't know. There's always a possibility that is AI, but I'm going to show it to you. But it's also equally possible that in another reality this was the logo, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. I remade it.
I did recreate it, which you will see in a second, but I did find logos used in advertising that turned the second A into the Atari symbol, but it still didn't match this photo.
Which was using all A's as the Atari logo.
And it didn't match any boxes of the same game system from the same year either. This is not how it looks in this reality. Based on what I could see, this is the logo on that box. It's highly merged, which fits the Mandela pattern too. Does anyone recognize this logo? Do you have any idea as to how this photo exists? AI doesn't do words, so I don't think it's AI, but I could be wrong.
And if it is AI, it's interesting that it would do this with like the Mandela Effect pattern, the overlapping letters, the merging, cutting the T off like that. It's just interesting to me. If that is AI, the AI would do that.
But this is how I would imagine it should look had they gone with this style. Deleting the middle bar, in my opinion, defeats the purpose of using the logo for A's. But it does appear like the middle bar is missing and the top bar of the T looks much smaller. So,
Correct. AI can't draw hands or eyeglasses. You are correct.
what do you think, AI? Imagine that survived from another reality. Does the logo strike any memories with you? And what do you think about the Touch Me? Let me know in the comments below.
It is possible, Noise Guru, that AI is learning and updating. Very possible. I have to get a cough drop. What's next?
Excuse me.
Yep.
Let's see. Go. Moving right along. Should I go to the new ones?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think that's what we have time for now. Okay, so
Just do the newest one last, that's all.
yeah. All right.
My turn or yours?
Yeah, you can go ahead. We'll just take turns.
Okay. One of the patterns we see in the Mandela Effect community is rainbows being where they shouldn't be. One example are spider webs, which I covered back in 2020. But now there is another object that can be rainbow that never was in my past. And for those of you that never saw that presentation, spider webs can reflect rainbow now. They never did in my past. They were just invisible, or you'd see like a white reflection. Question. Yes or no in the chat. I am not asking what you think. I am asking what you remember. Did vinyl albums reflect rainbow colors in your past? Yes or no in the chat. And Curiouser, what do you remember?
No, definitely. I've never. I don't think I've ever seen a rainbow on a vinyl record. No.
Noise Guru, is that the answer to this question, or were you talking about the spider webs?
Sandy,
Yeah.
when you discuss this, I'm gonna have to go for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay.
I'll read the answers, and then if you're not back yet, I'll do a shout out.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. So Alone says no. Oh, I see. Noise Guru says rainbows where they shouldn't be. Schools, public offices, parks. Yeah. Agreed. All right. Well, since Curiouser needed to step away, keep again. I'm asking yes or no about the vinyl records. Feel free to answer, but I'm going to do a quick shout out. We have Ryugani Mikado, Noise Guru. Teresa Lynch is here. Artsy909. Preliminal. See, Michael Fontaine. I'm looking for, where's B at? I know I just saw you. B. Chris Kudo is here. And alone. And a lot of lurkers.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed has called.
Oh my gosh, Curiouser, you need to mute. We can hear. Okay. No one else near a keyboard? Yes, lurky lurkers. I think it's a pretty simple question. Do you remember rainbows reflecting off your records when you were a kid? Or maybe when you were an adult? I hear they're making a comeback. You can buy them again in Walmart.
Hey, Joey. Hi, it's Crystal.
Curiouser.
Mills. Can you get my schedule?
Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys.
Thank you. All right.
She forgot to mute her microphone, and she's calling her work right now. Curiouser. Curiouser. Oh, Lord. I'm going to try to text her to mute. Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. I can't text her. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, guys. We're going to hear her ask about her schedule this week, and there's nothing I can do about it because I can't mute her. Preliminal says, yes, rainbows reflecting off records. No, says Preliminal. I'm trying to talk over her phone call because it's private, but unfortunately, she didn't mute her microphone.
All right.
I don't know what to say.
Okay. Thank you.
Just saying anything right now, just so I can keep talking over her. And finally, she's off the phone. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness. Curiouser. Curiouser. So Preliminal says no. Ryu says no. Curiouser. Yeah, I guess she did. I guess she did. Noise.
I'm back.
You have got, listen, you have got to learn how to use your mute because everybody heard your boss, phone call, everything.
What?
We heard everything. You didn't mute your microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, shit.
It's all right. You just got to make sure you hit that mute button.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, I forgot again. All right. Yeah, all right, let's move along. Move along.
I tried to talk as loud as I could over it. You're welcome. All right, we can go on. All right, so in my past, typical black vinyl albums reflected white light. They were like a matte black, but if you like turn it, they would be like a shine. You see like a white shine to them. Nothing special. And in direct white light, they still look like this. You will still see white light reflecting off of the album. It was all I could think of to do, Ryu. I don't know if this is specific. It's not. I'm just going to say at the time I didn't know, but it's not. It's not specific type of vinyl albums. It's all of them. But there are a lot of photos online showing vinyl albums when viewed at an angle, showing the full spectrum rainbow. Some even look glittery. Does anyone remember this? Because I don't. They are so beautiful. I would be staring at my records the whole time if they look like this. So, as we see in the Mandela Effect community, we see people asking questions about things. Why do I see rainbow colors in the grooves of my vinyl if sunlight is shining on it? Pictures included. Now, what I have written here doesn't match. It's another Reddit user. I forgot there was 2 Reddit posts. The next Reddit post is, this Reddit user was shocked to see the rainbow colors when taking a flash photo of a moving record. So it's new to those not in the Mandela Effect community as well. So the post above goes with this yellow record here. The writing goes with a picture I'll point out in a second. You can go on. There's more pictures of the yellow album. All different angles. You can even see in the bottom pictures 2 different spectrums of color. It's warmer on the right and cooler on the left. Depending on the angle he was at. And here's the man's excuse as to why it happens. The colors had a name, interference colors. The grooves on the record refract the light, causing us to see rainbow colors, which means the colors have always been there and all albums should be affected by this. And it says, it is well known, no it's not, that interference colors can be seen on vinyl, phonographic record in sunlight. So they're saying it's sunlight that causes it, but it's also flash photography. The flashlight on your phone can make it happen. So other light sources can do it as well. In summary, the record is not just a single grafting that contains grooves of a particular angular reflective geometry. Those grooves select for higher order diffraction channels, which results in the chromatic effect, aka the rainbow colors being seen. Then maybe it is certain albums, because someone else, you'll see on the last slide for a minute. It's got to be at a specific angle. You may have to hold the record with the flashlight and move it around in your hand. This is macro photography of vinyl albums. And we have, again, cool and warm color, different gradients of colors. Michael Fontaine says 3% do that. It might only be certain vinyl. Now, remember that Reddit post that said they took a picture of their moving record with the flash? This is the photo they posted. And here's more photos online. A lot more photos online. And the rainbow effect can differ, like very bright to very subtle. I included all different ranges. And I would imagine the grooves make a difference too. Like all the grooves on all the albums they're all different for the song. You know what I'm saying? So it could definitely be some songs don't have the right angle of grooves. I don't know. While the science makes sense, I still have never seen a single rainbow reflecting off of my records before. Is this a new phenomenon for you, or have your records always been rainbow? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, notice there is another slide. When I first presented this, Everjosh08 did what Preliminal did, but when Everjosh checked his record, it was rainbow. So thank you to Everjosh08 for taking photos of his album, showing the rainbows on the vinyl while we were live last Saturday night. Preliminal says, I have a brand new album. I'll check that one. Clear Spot, Captain Beefheart, reissue version. If you get the rainbows, send them my way. I do appreciate you checking. I even put the call out. If you have records at home, please check them. Because I don't have any. Check. If anyone's wondering what that foghorny sound is, that would be the fan in Curiouser's laptop.
All right, Hebrew mentioned something to me tonight that he thought was strange, and I believe it's a Mandela Effect. So we're going to ask you, yes or no, in your past, could meat, ham, roast beef, pork, etc. have a rainbow sheen or crust and still be perfectly safe to eat?
Curiouser, what do you say to this?
I don't know this one. I'm vegetarian, but in my past, I've definitely seen meat and eaten meat. No, I definitely not.
Definitely not.
Laughable. I just no.
Noise, if you lived near me, I definitely would. We would hang. So guys, yes or no in the chat. Thank you for checking Preliminal. So Preliminal is proving that it's not all vinyl albums. Preliminal says his are still white. So out of 2 viewers and 3 albums, 1 showed rainbow and 2 showed white. 2 viewers, 2 different results. Preliminal, obviously not now, but when you get a chance, could you check them in sunlight for me, please?
I have seen a sheen or on lunch meat before, but that usually meant the meat was bad. So I mean, it was never a rainbow.
Right.
But according to the food experts, this is completely normal, and not only rainbow, but metallic rainbow is perfectly safe to consume. I'm sorry, but if my cold cuts or Christmas ham is shiny rainbow, there's no way I'm going to eat it.
If it's so normal, why do you need to ask and write an article about it? Why does my ham have rainbows on it? Ace Magazine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Preliminal.
Especially when what they are describing looks like this. Have you ever seen anything like this before? Would you eat that?
I would not. 100%.
This is just my opinion, but it's almost as if they are reassuring us to eat spoiled food in hopes that we get sick or do not survive, because that ain't right. Rainbow on meat was never a part of my past.
Are you able to read the red parts?
Yeah,
Michael
rainbows often show up on pork and beef products such as ham, roast beef, and silverside. For many of us, this iridescent sheen is associated with spoilage. However, a photonic effect, basically the science behind the light, is the culprit of mermaid tail-colored meat. A study from the University of Cambridge delved into causes of rainbows on meat and found that this color has largely nothing to do with the pigments in the meat, but rather the way the light hits the structure of cut muscle tissues. When the light reflects off muscle proteins, it causes a dispersion of what we simply understand as rainbow. Is it safe to consume? Yes, the rainbows are a result of the diffraction of light. It has nothing to do with the quality of meat, so go ham on your ham. The USDA states that spoiled meat can better be detected by odor, and if the meat is slimy or sticky, lunch meat should be.
Michael Russum says, hi to everyone first, and then says, it wasn't this way for me until last year. Preliminal says, I have seen that.
Started.
Oh, God. Car alarm, guys, sorry. Oh, good, they got it. And no, I wouldn't eat that, says Preliminal. Does it come in Skittle flavor, says Michael Fontaine. I remember the Skittles commercials. Some of them grossed me out.
Is this normal for you? Were you marveling at the rainbow sections of your ham during childhood holiday dinners? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And thank you to Ebro for sharing this tidbit about rainbow ham. All right, Sandy, why don't you read the last one, and then we're gonna
Okie dokie then.
stop.
Now, I did mention this on my show, but there was no presentation. It was just like, I need to ask this. And I think it's when I presented the original Atari presentation that we saw tonight. There we go. As soon as it's on, there it goes. There is a classic Atari game that has been Mandelaed from my memory. I already asked my audience about this, but wanted to make a presentation with residue. If you already know the answer of what I remember, just answer what you remember. I just want to know what you remember. That's it. Next slide, please. What is the name of this 1979 Atari game that begins with an A? And we were talking about at the beginning of the show. How ironic. We started and ended with the same thing, Curiouser.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, most people remember what I remembered when I asked them on my show, but your chat, most of them have the current memory. So, in the chat, we have Michael Russum with asteroids, Noise Guru with asteroids, Ryu with asteroid, Preliminal, oh yeah, asteroid. Ryu says Galaga asteroid. Preliminals has asteroids with a question mark. Which one do you remember, Preliminal? Asteroid or asteroids? Not Defender. You were right the first time. Anyone else? Going once? Going twice? And we can move on. Preliminal has the current memory of asteroids, I think. When we got the Atari 2600, there were 8 games I remember playing the most. Breakout, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, River Raid, Combat, Kaboom, Space Invaders and Asteroid. It was Space Invaders and Asteroid. That's what I remember, clear as day. The two space games, Space Invaders and Asteroid. It was just Asteroid in my past.
Uh-oh.
But the game has always been Asteroids with an S, like most of the chat remembers. I mean, it makes sense, like many Mandela Effects do. There are multiple asteroids on the screen. But I played this game all the time. It was not called Asteroids in my past. Do you remember the
No,
name plural or singular like I do?
I have to remember. I have to say I agree. I remember Asteroid. Just yeah, it was just the name. Yeah. No, not with an S.
Well, I went a little crazy with the residue, guys. I'm sorry. Just letting you know. We can move on because there's so much residue. Now, Curiouser, when she plays videos, it doesn't play the sound. So you're just going to have to trust me on this. But the YouTube channel, the 8-Bit Man Shed, remembers Asteroid like I do. While restoring this arcade Asteroids cabinet, he wrote Atari Asteroid arcade cabinet. And then in the video clip, he says Asteroid twice, no S. And I'm going to tell you I wrote down the sentences too. So although you can't hear him say it, he says Asteroid cab, and I wanted an asteroid for so long. So he's looking right at asteroids and calls it asteroid twice. Okay, so here we go. We no longer have the magnifying glass. So it's the same thing. That little green box says a handheld Atari asteroid game. You're going to want to move through these little quick. There's a lot. But I do want to read them. So I do remember this McDonald's promotion where you had a little scratch card. And here, someone put donut hole on Flickr, wrote Atari Asteroid, not asteroids. McDonald's used to do a lot of fun stuff, a lot of contests. And then they had to go and ruin it because they cheated. So this station, 25WPBF museum opens in Delray Beach, and they have the Atari Asteroid arcade game in the article. It's a totally different game. Check out the logo. It's a mess. It's not even for Atari. But underneath it says, in a way similar to Atari's Asteroid. This is on Instagram. It's not on my screen yet. That's why I'm sitting here waiting. So this comes from Gamers Reckoning. You would think Gamers Reckoning would know the name of the arcade cabinet they have in their home. Asteroid 8. It's Asteroids 8, by the way. But he wrote Asteroid 8 and hashtag Atari, hashtag Asteroid. At the top, we have a tweet. It's not on my screen yet. I hate this delay. Original Atari Asteroid game. Now, at the bottom, I need you to zoom out. You have to see them both at the same time. So, the left and the right are the same thing. It says Atari Asteroid costume underneath, but in the picture it says Atari Asteroids costume. Okay, we have a sweatshirt for sale that was thrifted. Atari Asteroid graphic hoodie. Hashtag Atari Asteroid Game, and Asteroid 1979 underneath the arcade game. At the top, Asteroid shirt, Asteroids on the shirt. I enlarged it so you could read it on the shirt because it's one of those, you know. Okay, so we have a cartridge at the bottom that says Asteroids, but someone is selling an Asteroid cartridge video game, and a credit card decal, Asteroid. So many people remembering it singular.
I remember this complete cartridge without
No
the
S.
S.
Yep,
Yeah,
same. It looks ridiculous.
exact same cartridge. Yeah.
Looks ridiculous. So someone is selling a cabinet. That's why I blacked out everything that gave details of their address and how to get there and stuff. But Atari Asteroid, that's all you need to see. And at the top is super blacked out because it's an obituary. Sean passed away in 2015. Can you read that sentence, please?
Yeah, in his younger years, Sean was the world record holder of the Atari Asteroid arcade game, playing 36 hours on 1/4.
So the record holder for the Atari Asteroid game. You would think they would get that right in his obituary.
Yeah.
So this is an Atari forum. Fossil's Atari Asteroid Watch. And then below is the Atari Asteroid Watch by Fossil. Here's an article. Press start to play by Emily Ruby, I think it is. In the article, she writes Asteroid Atari 1979, released by Atari Asteroid. She wrote Asteroid multiple times. This is a Death Star with Atari Asteroid stamped into it. At the top, we have Atari Asteroid Deluxe pin, but it says Asteroids Deluxe. And look how Deluxe is written with the little E. That looks weird to me on the pin. This was a collaboration with a designer. It was like a $300 shirt, and the pants were like $215 on sale from $415. Those are sold out, but they're both the Atari Asteroid print by, I can't see it, Boy by, you're zoomed in, I can't see.
Outsiders. Oh, boy,
Oh.
the band of outsiders.
Boy by Band of Outsiders. So that's the designer. They did the Atari Asteroid pant and blouse. Let's see. Any day now. YouTube. Quid pre-sale for Atari Asteroid puzzle set. And then playing Atari Asteroid on Christmas Day 1981 from J.R. McHale. I purposely blocked out his face. So there is a part 2 to this. There was a bonus I was going to add, but I didn't have time. And that's why this says bonus will be added for the next show. Do you remember Atari Asteroid like I do? Share which name you remember in the comments below, and check out the logo for Asteroids. The D and the S are connected, and the T and the E are connected to the S as well. But the T and the E is sharing the same bar. And that's it, guys. I will see you tomorrow night. Curiouser, you're welcome to join if you'd like. But Jeff and I will see you tomorrow night. And there will be a part 2 to this. Actually, there's going to be a part 3 and 4 as well because I found more stuff. It's always how it happens. So. Curious, is there anything else you
All
want to
right.
talk about?
Well, I think that's it for the show. We're gonna say goodnight, everyone, and thanks for joining. And it's been a great show. And sorry for the interruption there and noise. And well, but yeah, we'll see you again here soon. So
Turn
yeah,
notifications
and
on.
hopefully y'all can join Sandy's show tomorrow. All
All right, guys.
right, everyone.
I hope you have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. And thank you for being here. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Good night.